All right. Let me go shut the door to my room real quick and we'll get started. All right. So welcome everyone here to our masterclass today. Again, my name is Heather Choate. I am co-founder and co-owner of High Thrive Coaching. One of my partners, Sergio, is here with us today as well. So welcome, Sergio. He's going to be helping me with the chat and answering any questions you guys have. And for those that are ready to get help with their marriage, we will show you what the next steps are. So today we're talking about how to stop divorce, and specifically the 4 steps that we have found to save your marriage. And we have used these steps to help over 15,000 couples now with their marriage. And I'm excited and grateful to share them with you guys today. So thank you guys for joining today and welcome. So something very special about you, that you have come here today and that you are wanting to get help with your marriage. All right, Sergio, yes, I will make you a co-host. Let me do that real quick. All right. I'm gonna make you the host, co-host. Gotcha. Yes, that's happening. All right, sorry, I can't like multitask here. All right, Sergio is now co-host. So let's make sure that this is going to be a very interactive experience, okay? Not just a monologue. I want this to be a dialogue. That's why Sergio's here. That's why I'm here. We want to get you guys results in your marriage as fast as possible. And the best way that we can do that is to make sure that you guys use the chat. Let us know what's going on in your relationship. Ask any questions that you have. There is nothing that is off the table. We are completely transparent about everything. So we encourage you guys to be as transparent with us as well. This is a safe place that we want to use to be able to not just get some great information today, but to get you transformation. I'm going to also be launching a poll. Make sure you weigh in on that and doing some exercises together. Okay, sound good. All right, I see some questions coming in there. Carrie, thank you. We'll definitely answer those as well. So right off the bat, I want you guys to do an exercise with me. I want to know, what is your situation? So go ahead and weigh in on this poll that I just launched. And I want to know, what is your primary problem? That way we can go deeper into specifically what you're going through. Couple A, divorce filed. Your spouse is already a lawyer. Maybe they've talked about divorce. Maybe they've already signed papers and you want to know what you can do to cancel that divorce and how to get back with them forever. Couple B maybe is dealing with a lot of trust issues, no trust, maybe affairs, multiple affairs. And you want to know what you can do to restore that trust and have safety and security in your marriage again, okay? And then couple C would be no communication. Maybe you can't talk without arguing. Your spouse doesn't believe what you say. They don't open up and they avoid the deeper kinds of communication. So weigh in over on the poll there. I can see some answers coming in. Let us know what you are going through right now, and I'll make sure that we give you guys solutions to those specific issues, okay? Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to end the poll. So we have about 43% are saying divorce filed or talks of divorce, threats of divorce, 17% no trust affairs, and 39% communication challenges. Awesome. Thank you guys. Yeah, and some of you are saying like all 3, A, B, and C. Gotcha. So thank you guys for sharing that. We will definitely go deeper into divorce and communication and touch on affairs as well. Awesome. Thank you guys. All right. So my gift to you for coming to the masterclass is I want to gift you guys our 7 proven getting tongue-tied already. Forgive me. 7 proven conversation starters guide. This is a $47 training, and I want to gift it to you guys completely free for coming to the masterclass today. All you have to do to get it is just go ahead and fill out this quick form that we're going to post over in the chat. It's just a Google form letting us know where you would like us to send it, whether it's email or text, whatever you prefer. So go ahead and fill out that quick form and you'll get this guide. Now, this guide is super powerful, especially if you're only getting one-word answers from your spouse, or they're very closed off. They won't open up communication. They won't talk to you. They're resisting talking about hard things, or just won't even talk to you at all. This is going to help you get that communication going. For me, it's been incredibly powerful in my own life and my own marriage, because I have been married for almost 17 years with my husband, Ben, And we have definitely seen our share of marriage struggles. I have been where you guys are, wondering, is this going to work? Is there anything I can do? My husband won't go to therapy. What else can I do? You know, feeling like our marriage was on the brink of divorce. And I tend to be the one that pursues. Let me know if this sounds like you. Are you the one that tends to pursue? And I try to get like solutions, and I try to talk about things, and I try to work on things. And my husband tends to be the one that withdraws and puts up the walls and the silent treatment and the stonewalling. And so I was tired of getting just those one-word answers from him and more silent treatment. And I found that these conversation starters are a powerful way to get communication going and to be able to help someone that might feel very closed off and unwilling to talk about things to talk with you again. Does that help? All right, awesome. You filled it out. Thank you. Cool. All right. So now let's ask ourselves these two questions. And if you would be so kind, put your answers over in the chat. That way we know where you are at, because the more we know, the more we can help you. All right. So first, where do I want my marriage to be 3 months from now? Where do you really want your marriage to be 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now? For a lot of clients that start with us, that looks like they want their marriage to be, the affair to have ended. They want their spouse to come back home. They don't want their spouse to be talking about divorce anymore. They want divorce taken off the table. For some, that means wedding rings put back on. For some, that means, moving back home together. For some, that means you have a spouse that's willing to talk to you about things. For some, that means that they're willing to work on things with you. And then the second question here, going a little bit deeper, okay, is how will it feel to have your spouse in love with you? Okay, so how would it feel to have your spouse in love with you? So put your answers in the chat. I want to know specifically, what does that look like? What does that feel like? Okay, what would you imagine? You come home at the end of the day and you see each other for the first time that day. What is the look on their face? What is the expression on their face? How do you embrace each other? How does it feel to be held by each other? What are the things that you talk about? What are the things that you share with each other? How do you spend your evening? How do you go to bed? What's the feeling in your heart and in your mind as you fall asleep? What's the feeling in your heart and your mind as you wake up? How do you feel about things as you go throughout your day? Try to get very specific to create this potential reality, okay? All right, I see a lot of answers coming in. Thank you. At least working on our marriage, rings back on, working towards our harmonious new relationship together as a couple. Now, I like that you said new. I'm going to come to that here in a little while, okay? And it would feel like I've won the lottery. Okay, in 3 months, my wife back home, happy, divorce off the table. All right, connection and communication, willing to talk and work on things. It would be amazing. It would be awesome. So happy. Getting back on track, divorce off the table, wedding ring back on. I love that. Healed, back home. So many coming in here. Thank you. Husband's affair is over. I'd love for him to move back home within 3 months. Can't wait to have a real partner again, start living again, rebuilding. Sergio, if you have seen anything over in the chat, let me know. It'd be great to have a plan to move forward. Awesome. Okay. Well, let me know, Sergio, if you ever want to pop in and let me know anything you see in the chat that really stood out to you. Okay. Then should I make you co-host or host then? All right. Yeah, it would feel amazing. It would. So this is really powerful. And in fact, because we've been helping tens of thousands of couples now, and I talk to you guys on masterclasses all the time. We've learned that there's really one important distinguishing factor between those that save their marriage versus those that wish they had saved their marriage. And it really comes down to this: you deciding where you want to go and committing to get there. Those are the two ingredients that you get to bring to the table here. And we will help you with everything else. So you decide where you want to go. No one else gets to choose that for you. Only you get to choose where you want to go from here and what kind of a reality you want to create for yourself. That's the beautiful gift of being a human being, as we all have that power of choice. So choose now where you really want to go. My husband's a pilot. He just started as a corporate jet pilot, and it baffles me because he started in New Jersey today. No, I'm getting all the days mixed up. Well, No, he did. He started in New Jersey and then he went to California and now he's going to South Carolina and then he's going up to Oregon. Yeah, makes my head spin. I can't keep track of everything he's doing. But could you imagine if he just got in the jet and went up to, this jet can go up to 50,000 feet, right? At 50,000 feet, and the passengers were like, just take us anywhere. We don't really care. You know, Bronx, New York, or, you know, let's go to Orlando. Like it's totally different places, right? So it's so important that we choose where we want to go, because the destination, it does matter. The journey matters, but where you want to go is going to be what steers you to get there, right? So you guys choose where you want to go and we will help you get there. All right. Awesome. So I love that you guys just said where you want to go. Hold fast to that, because that is the number one factor of people that are going to save their marriage versus those that don't. Now, when you choose where you want to go, we will help you get there. And I want to share with you what our big discovery is. Like I mentioned at the beginning, we have helped tens of thousands of couples now to save their marriage. And we found that there's one thing that's a big reason why marriages are ending in divorce. And I say it's something insane because no one else is even talking about this, okay? It's our 4-step method to save your marriage. The first step is the pause button. Second step is that they start to take some steps towards you. The third step is deepening some connection. And the fourth step is commitment. Now, you guys are a great group and you are really smart. I know you are. Put in the chat, where do you think most people want to start? When their spouse is saying, I want out, or I love you, but I'm not in love with you, or I'm in love with someone else. Which of these steps do most people want to go to right away? What's the one that they're pushing for, like right off the bat? Put it in the chat. Let me know. I'd love to hear your answers there. What do you guys think? Put your answers over in the chat. Connection. Yeah. Connection. Commitment. Connection, commitment, connection, commit. Oh my goodness, commit, connection, steps towards you. Yeah. So a lot of you guys nailed it. You're like saying a lot of people want this commitment and they want connection. So I want you to pay attention here, because one of the biggest mistakes that you can make, in fact, you probably are without even realizing it, is pushing for this connection and commitment too soon. It will backfire, and I'll prove to you why. Okay. And I'll also show you why you can't rely on your own biological instincts right now, because that's a huge mistake a lot of people make. There's a reason why we have each step in this order and why connection and commitment are at the end. And I'll show you why. All right. Awesome. So first step, you guys ready? It sounds really, really important. And most people completely miss this. They start pushing for that connection and that commitment too soon. The first step is having your spouse hit what we call the pause button. And here at the pause button, it means that they stop pulling away from you more, or they stop moving closer towards divorce or maybe another person. They are not committed to you yet. They are simply stopping, like pausing, right? They're not moving further from you and they're not moving closer to you. Why is that so important? Let me know in the chat. Why do you guys think it's important to have your spouse hit this pause button? And I also want to know if you think your spouse has hit the pause button. So how do we know if a spouse has hit the pause button? Here are some markers that we look for. Marker number 1, they're no longer actively pulling away more. Marker number 2, they stop going forward with divorce or separation. And marker number 3, they stop talking about leaving. All right, so let me know over in the chat, do you think that your spouse has hit the pause button yet? Okay, and what's really going on here is that they're considering the possibility of staying and being happy with you. But note, they are not decided yet, okay? So I see some comments coming in. Has your spouse hit that pause button? No, not yet. No, he has not. Pausing the separation. No, I think he's paused. No, definitely not. No, they're not. No, no pause button. Responds very rarely. Okay. I don't think my wife has hit this pause button. Not yet. Okay. Awesome. Thank you guys for sharing. So most of you said no, and that's okay. If they haven't hit the spas, I don't know why I keep saying that. If they haven't hit the pause button yet, it just means that you've missed something along the way. Okay. And give yourself some grace, because most people miss it too. And that's why they don't save their marriage from divorce, even when they're going to counseling, even when they're trying all these other things, right? Because they don't know what we know. And the good news is that you can learn how to have your spouse hit that pause button with our proven process. Okay. One of the biggest mistakes that most people make is pushing for your spouse's full commitment too soon and putting too much pressure on the relationship. And so I want to share with you guys what I call our push versus pull method. And this is really crucial to having your spouse hit that pause button. Okay. So I'm going to share with you some really common mistakes that most people make when their spouse is pulling away. In fact, I would say like 99% of people are making these mistakes, and I'll be the first to raise my hand and say, I've made all of them. Okay. So let me know in the chat if you feel like you're making any of these mistakes, and you may have a huge aha moment. You may be like, oh my goodness, I realize I have been doing that, and no wonder why my spouse is doing what they're doing. Okay. So mistake number one, demanding that they work on the marriage. This could sound like, you need to go to therapy with me. You need to go to counseling. You need to work on the marriage. You need to stop the divorce. You need to end the affair. You need to be there for the kids. You made a vow. You need to honor your commitment. You need to change in some way. Okay. Again, I've made every single one of these mistakes. So let me know. Do you feel like you've been putting some demands or some pressure on your spouse to change or do something different than what they're doing? Right? Yeah, I see me all day. Yep, exactly. All right. Second mistake, manipulating them to try to get them back. Now, we got to be really real here. If we're not real and look in the mirror, like if we keep doing the same things, we're going to keep getting the same results, right? So we need to start to do some new things to get some new results. These are one of those things you got to really look at, because most of us on some level are in a form of manipulating. We are. We may not recognize it, or we may be like, it may be very blatant, right? Like, I will take the kids if you don't come back to me. If you go have that affair, then I'll do whatever I want with whoever I want, right? Or it may be a little more subtle, but basically we're doing things to try to get them back. Maybe we're pretending to be involved with someone else, or maybe we're pretending this thing to try to make them come back or make them get interested in us. And at the end of the day, it never works, right? Third mistake, begging, pleading, acting out of desperation. So desperate. Please don't leave me. Please come back to me. Please give me another chance. Please, 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 please. I'm begging you. How many of us have made these mistakes? All right. Yes, I've made a lot of demands. I realize I made all those mistakes already. And what about the last one here? Freezing and doing nothing out of fear. We don't know what to do, so we end up doing nothing. All of these, my friend, will only push your spouse further away. All of them. And even if we don't realize it consciously that we're doing it, even if we're subconsciously acting out of fear, it will continue to push them further away. All right. So what we do is we help you and our clients, we help you pull your spouse to you like a magnet. Right now, it's kind of like you're the magnet turned the wrong way, right? You're trying to force it together and it's just like repelling, right? So what we want to do is get that magnet flipped around the right way and connect naturally and beautifully. And that is what we really want. That we're not about like weird hacks or, manipulation tactics to try to get them to come back, because that would never last long term. And it's not what you really want. It's not why you're here today. You want them back because you want them to want you and to naturally fall in love with you again and to want to be with you forever, right? And that is what we help you create. So how do we do this? We pull them by taking the pressure off, so they no longer feel the need to have more space from you. This is one of the first things that we do that's going to help them hit that pause button. If you take the pressure off, it's going to give them the breathing room so they no longer feel like they have to keep moving further away to get space from you. Okay. Not only do you create space for the marriage and for them, but you create space for yourself, and it's going to help you feel a lot better than you feel right now. The second thing is we validate them. Now, this may seem a little strange. I'm not saying here that we agree with what they're doing, but what you're saying is, I see that for you, this is true. I see that for you, you don't feel happy here. I see that for you, you think this is what this is what you're choosing to do. Okay. And we increase understanding. As we put ourselves out of our own shoes and into our spouse's shoes and understand why they're doing what they're doing, we can't help but feel a level of empathy for them. All the things I talked about before, the begging, the pleading, the manipulating, the freezing, all of those things are focused on what? What do you guys think they're focused on? Put it in the chat. I want to see how smart you guys are. I know you got this. If I'm begging, if I'm manipulating, if I'm pleading, yeah, self. Exactly. You guys are really smart. Yeah, you're focused on yourself. And a marriage is a partnership, right? And I get it. Like, that's why we all do those mistakes. It's because we all do want to protect ourselves. It's our brain's biology. I'll share that with you guys in a little bit, why our brain does that and how deadly it is if that's all we choose to do, if we don't learn a different way of doing things. Okay. And this is where we get out of our own head and learn what's really going on for them. And this is how we create what's called a pattern interrupt. Right now, you guys are in a pattern, a certain way of doing things. And you may have been doing that way, for the past weeks, months, maybe even sometimes years. I was just talking to an 82-year-old woman that just got back with her husband. And it had been decades, in their case, of ways of doing things. And so what we will do is work with you to understand what kind of pattern you might be in and interrupt that pattern. What happens when you interrupt the pattern is it gets your wife's or husband's attention and gets them to consider the possibility of staying. It's like a wake-up call. So they're like, oh, whoa, something's different here. Something feels different about Christine and Aaron and Artie. Something feels different about Tony and Jessica and Shaquila, right? So what is it? I'm a little bit curious here, all right? That's our goal here in the step one. So how do we do this, right? So most people feel so overwhelmed. You feel so unsure, so full of pain and fear. They totally get this wrong when they try to do it on their own and maybe do some other ineffective methods out there. I want you to know it is not your fault that you haven't been able to do it on your own. If you come away from nothing else, just know this, it is really not your fault. There is that biological reason behind this. Remember I said I would talk to you guys about the biology? Well, here it is. So what happens is that during and after a fight, or your spouse saying that they're leaving, or I want a divorce, or I love you, but I'm not in love with you, or maybe you find out that they are having an affair, there is this heightened emotional state where your body responds to this rejection and tension as if it were an actual physical trauma or threat. Your brain starts pumping out cortisol, epinephrine, and other stress hormones. And our brain and our body, they were designed to do this to help protect us from dangerous situations. It served us very well anciently when we had to be like out on the savannah and worrying about a lion, right? But now there might not be a lion, it might be your spouse, right? And so even though in this case, there isn't a physical danger, your body actually doesn't know the difference. And this process of going into the fight, flight, or freeze mode there, it clouds your thinking and causes you to react out of instinct. That self-protection mode, we just talked about it. We're designed to protect ourselves. And so we do not make logical decisions. You guys have all experienced this, right? We're like, why did I do that? That wasn't even like me at all. How did I just like explode there? Or why did I just shut down? We don't understand why I reacted that way, but this is why. It's our own biology working for us, but also kind of against us, right? So emotionally, we can't help but get into fear. It's very, very normal. It's natural. And it's what our body and brain were designed to do. And this whole process can lead to really intense emotional distress and even physical pain. I want you to think about where you feel it in your body right now. Where do you feel that intense distress and even pain? Sometimes it feels like being stabbed through the heart. Sometimes it feels like a knot of anxiety in your stomach. Sometimes it feels like boulders, just weights pressing down on your back, or like tension in your mind. It feels like you're carrying the weight of the world. Yeah, and seeing some guts is where I feel it. Yeah. So you can feel that biological response to some of this emotional trauma that you are experiencing. And some of you are experiencing it daily. Some of you are experiencing it hourly. And that is a lot for your body and your brain to process. The good news is that you can learn how to move through that fight, flight, or freeze mode and go into a higher state, right? A higher state of mind, into your reasoning faculties. So if you rely on those instincts right now, there is no way that you can expect to be clear-headed and a way to draw them back to you. This is where most people stay. They stay in fight, flight, or freeze mode. They stay in the mode that's all about protecting self. And that's why they fail to ever salvage their marriage. And more couples end up getting divorced. But the good news is that you do not have to do it alone and risk losing them forever. We've created this scientifically proven 4-step process that takes you from where you are right now, point A, broken, unhappy, distant, to point B, where you guys said you want to be 3 months from now, 6 months from now, where you're back together with your spouse, crazy in love more than ever before. All right. So we'll learn how to unintentionally, to stop unintentionally pushing them away and how to pull them back to you naturally and effortlessly. So that is why it is so important to have guidance from an expert so you know what will work and what will not. One of my favorite sayings is that you cannot read the label when you're inside the bottle. We are all inside the bottle of our own marriage. We cannot see it for what it is. I am in the bottle of my own marriage, and I have a marriage relationship coach that helps me see what's going on from the outside. I'm so close to Ben. I love him so much, and I'm so involved with all those emotions and all those biological responses that I cannot see it clearly for what it is. And that is why it's so important that you have someone that knows how to read the label on the bottle, to diagnose what's really going on, and prescribe the exact treatment plan to get you the results that you want. Does that make sense? All right. So let me know in the chat, put your name and your budget for coaching if you want your marriage assessed by an expert. This is a completely no cost, no obligation marriage assessment call that we will do with you right after the masterclass, where we will read the label on your bottle. We will diagnose exactly what's going on instead of you guessing or like self-diagnosing what you think is going on, and then give you the treatment plan that's going to get you the results that you want. So if you would like that, again, it's a completely free, no obligation marriage assessment session. Go ahead and put your name over in the chat with your phone number with the country code. Include the country code, please. For those in the US, it's 1. If you're somewhere else in the world, we want to know what the country code is so we don't miss you, and what your budget could be for coaching so we can find out what is going to be the best solution for you. Awesome. All right, Sergio will be helping answer all of those over there. Awesome. See so many of you guys claiming that marriage assessment over there. Now, after your marriage is assessed, then it's vital that you follow your coach's plan for you, so that you can successfully hit all 4 of these reconciliation markers or steps. And without all 4, your marriage won't likely be saved. I'm going to share with you guys one of our client wins. Okay, this was shared with permission, but asked to remain anonymous, which is totally fine. So Heather, my wife served me a separation agreement a month ago. I've been looking it over and making little edits and comments so we can go over it together first. This morning, she tells me she doesn't want me to sign it. She said, let's wait and see what happens. We can always make a new one later on if we have to. She hasn't said she wants back in, but this feels really good. I've actually been doing less, and I thought it was giving up. Thank you and Marc for founding High Thrive and making this information and support available. So, my friends here, what step is he at in his marriage right now? His wife was wanting out, talking about a separation agreement. And then what did she do? What step are they at? Let me know in the chat. Pause button, pause. Yes, exactly. Good job. So you'll note this is a huge win because she said, let's wait and see what happens. And she hasn't said she wants in yet. And I love that he says, I've actually been doing less and I thought it was giving up. It wasn't giving up. It was taking the pressure off. And when he took the pressure off, she stopped pulling away more. Awesome. And that brings us here to step 2. And step 2 is where they will tart, oh my goodness, what is with, I don't know what is with my pronunciation today. They will start to take some steps towards you, okay? Here is where they want to spend more time with you as you start to build up some attraction. They're actually going to be attracted to you again. Remember the magnet? They're going to start to draw towards you, chasing after you, being the one that's pursuing you. How good would that feel? So different than what you're probably at right now, right? So our goal here is to have them want you and want to spend more time with you. So let me know, are they wanting to spend time with you right now? Put it in the chat. Do you feel like you've hit step 2 here already? Okay, let me know. Can you guys hear me okay? I got a comment that someone couldn't hear. Okay, nope, you haven't hit this spot. Okay, I guess you guys can hear me. They're scared of conflict. Yep, nope, nope, okay. Somewhat, no, they've left. Okay, thank you guys for sharing. Not yet, only talk some kids around. All right, cool. So if you haven't hit this spot yet, it means you haven't reached this milestone. If you haven't hit the step, right? What usually happens here is that you guys lost the spark, right? They started pulling away. Maybe you let unhealthy patterns and issues get in the way. And that's why they said they needed space, or they started to pull back, or they wanted out. And this is what it really means when they say, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. It means they've lost their desire for you and desire to work on the relationship. And this is why desire is actually a more powerful emotion than love, okay? The good news, though, is that even if you've lost their desire, you can get it back. And it's easier than you might realize when you do it the right way. So instead of letting your fear, that biology, right, the natural instinct to protect self, repel their desire for you even more. So the biggest mistake that you can make right now is trying to resolve deep issues too soon when you do not have their desire. We see this happen a lot when you try to go to counseling. Counselors will talk about these deep issues, and you think if they just end the affair, then everything will go back to normal and everything will be fine. But if they don't want to work on the marriage with you, it's like trying to drag a camel to water, right? So you can kick, you can scream, you can bribe, you can remind them of their vows, you can demand that they work on things, you can remind them of all your happy times together, and try to convince them all you want. But if the camel isn't thirsty, it ain't gonna drink, okay? So let me know in the chat, what have you already done to try and solve this issue? And why do you think it hasn't worked? I got a light bulb moment here. She says, I think I tried too soon to work on the deep issues. Right. When I try to work on the deep issues with my husband, but he's got all those walls, it just bounces off. It's completely ineffective. And the more I push to try to resolve deep issues, it only pushes him away more. Really good. Glad you got that light bulb moment. So you've quit drinking, smoking, tried begging, fixed. I try to work on myself. I get emotional every time we talk. 2 therapy sessions, he quit. It's going so fast. I took him back too soon, or hurt him and accepted what he asked to do. Gaslit me, does not want to talk. I won't push it. I shut off, very thick walls up. Midlife crisis, tried to manipulate her. Tried marriage counseling. I left the session crying. Okay. So yeah, so a lot of these things that we think are going to work, why do you think they haven't worked, right? Why has it not been enough? As I meet with you guys in these masterclasses and on Facebook and in YouTube and all the places, right? I know how much so many of you want so desperately to save your marriage, and how so many of you are exhausting yourselves, doing everything that you can, trying to do it all right, trying to work on yourself. And you have no clue that you're actually unintentionally pushing your spouse away, or what you're doing is just completely ineffective. And sometimes it's even backfiring. So if you and your spouse are not blissfully in love, right? Let's just be real. It means that you've missed this step. You've missed this thing along the way. And what you're missing is their desire. And so that is why their desire is going to help make the rest unfold exactly as it's meant to. As it's meant to, naturally, without force, with a lot of ease, a lot of this beautiful kind of connection and coming together. Okay. You do not have to do it alone. So we coach our clients word for word, sometimes, right? In your own words, but word for word on what to say that's going to reignite that spark of desire again. What to text them, how to respond to text messages that you get from them, what to do if they won't answer any of your text messages or any of your attempts to communicate, right? How to have in-person conversations so that your efforts don't keep backfiring and you can stop unintentionally pushing your spouse further away. And we show you what to do to have your spouse naturally feel attraction for you again and have a desire to explore things with you and a desire to spend more time with you. So your spouse hits that pause button, right? Now that they've hit that pause button, we're going to show you how to flip their emotional switch, an emotional switch inside of their brain and their own biology, so that their desire to be with you is so powerful that they start to take some steps towards you. All right, what does this look like? I'll share another client win, biggest win yet. After 2 months, there's some typos in this, so I'm going to try to make it as clear as possible. But after 2 months, and I was doing everything wrong until I started the program, and I changed my whole outlook in stubborn ways. It was heartbreaking to hear that she was moving into her own townhouse last week, but it simply turned into her missing me and reaching out. We talked here and there, but yesterday she called me out of the blue and we had a great talk. Even better today. And tonight she dropped more hints than a little that she wants to get back together. All right. So what step has this client hit with his wife? She hit the, oh my goodness, I just said a bad word. She hit the pause button. And I don't swear, that's really funny. So she hit the pause button. Okay. And now she is starting to take some steps towards him. Exactly. Good job. Taking some steps towards him. I can't believe I just swore on this. I should delete that recording. That's so funny. All right. Step 3 is connection. Now that they start to take some steps towards you, now we know that your marriage is in the right place to start to solve some of those deeper issues that have been going on between you so that you can have a truly healthy and functional relationship. Here in step 3 is where they feel safe and close to you. And sometimes they even invent excuses just to be around you. And you are able to handle the hard conversations. You are able to start to restore broken trust, to let go of past pain, to heal and move forward. And you both feel safe and secure as you start to rebuild this deeper level of connection. Okay. But here is where most people make a huge mistake. I want to make sure that you don't make it as well. So either A, they get stuck in this kind of friends stage. This friend stage starts to feel really good at the beginning. Like you can talk about things, you want to hang out, things feel safe and easy with you, but there might not be that spark and that romantic connection. And so you get stuck in kind of this friends stage. Or B, you push too hard, too soon for commitment, and then that backfires. So do you feel like you've made any of those mistakes if you've gotten to the stage? Let me know over in the chat, all right? Did you get to the stuck in the friend stage, push too soon, too hard for commitment, and have that backfire? Some of you are like, we're not even there yet, Heather. You haven't even hit the pause button. They're not taking steps towards me, right? Haven't gotten to the stage yet. Here's where I find myself, but we are not friends. We are acquaintances. Yeah, exactly. And so we want to make sure that we do not make this mistake of getting stuck in the friends stage, the co-parenting stage. It's respectful and it's usually a whole lot better than where you started, but it's not our end goal, right? Or pushing too soon and having that backfire. So we've identified that there's 12 quote unquote tests that your spouse puts you through before they finally give you their heart fully and they let go of that old story that they have about you, the story that they have about you right now, the story that they've created around you and the marriage. We call that the narrative. And we will help you pass all of them so they no longer see you in the way that they do right now. We'll coach you on how to wipe the slate clean by completely changing that perception about you. No matter how long held their beliefs were about you or how many mistakes you made, so you both can just forget about the past and see each other with fresh eyes. How good would it feel to be able to like wipe the slate clean between you, to be able to see each other with fresh eyes, to be able to see each other for who you really are, and to be able to accept each other for who you really are. That is what we're talking about here with step 3. Okay. So I'm going to share with you guys how our client Leah ended her husband's affair and restored trust between them. All right. So I'm going to highlight just a few parts of this. So a year ago, her husband was wanting out and was leaving her for another woman. She says, here we are 1 year later, and my husband and I are happier than we've been in years and stronger than ever. We're doing this parenting thing together, and we are striving every day to have a thriving marriage. It took work and consistency, but man, it was worth it. I am truly blessed to have found this program, and I'm so blessed to be able to work with such an amazing team. And for those that are working to have a thriving marriage, don't give up. Stay consistent. There's a rainbow after every storm. This too shall pass. You will rise stronger than ever before. And so she was able to have her husband leave the other woman, and now they have 3 children together. It's a beautiful thing to see how she moved through each of these stages to get to where she wanted to be. All right. Step 4 is commitment. Here is where they give you their heart permanently. They give you their heart fully again. And I want you to imagine how amazing you will feel to know exactly what to do to have them come running after you and begging to be with you. Imagine what a relief it will be to have a step-by-step plan that takes all the guesswork out of this and the mistakes that you'll suffer if you try to do it alone. No more crying, overanalyzing, ruminating, worrying, stressing, beating yourself up, losing sleep, begging them, and crying even more. Just the sweet, easy feeling of peace, knowing that you've now rekindled the romance between you and that you get to spend the rest of your lives together in security, in ease, in passion, just you and them together forever. So my friends, what is it worth to you to have that? Let me know in the chat if you were to rate it on a scale of 1 to 100, 1 being not at all, and 100 being absolutely. How important is saving your marriage to you? Oh my goodness, I see numbers pouring in. 100 everything. It's every, I don't even know what that number is. I think that's like 100 million or billion or something. 1,000, 100, 100, 100, 100. Awesome. So in just a moment, I'm going to share with you guys how you can get access to this 4-step path coaching to get them running back to you, to have them chasing after you. Okay. Before I do that, I want to ask you a question. Would you give anything to end your pain, to be back with your love again? Would you give anything to have a new, healthy, and beautiful relationship with them? Of course you would. That's why you're here, right? So we've spent thousands of hours working with couples, and we've distilled our most powerful methods into this simple 4-step coaching plan that helps flip that emotional switch that's deep inside of them and trigger that most unstoppable desire and have them begging to be back with you again. I mean it, that's what they do. Sergio can tell you, Coach Curtis here can tell you, they will start chasing after you. They will say, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. What was I thinking? I can't imagine myself with anything or anyone other than you. All right, let's dive into it. So this is our Gold Path Marriage Coaching Program. And I wanna make sure that you guys get all the information that you need to make the best decision for your marriage, because your marriage is sacred. That's my belief, is that your marriage is sacred. And so we will give you all of the information that you need so you can make the best decision. You decide where you want to go, and we will help you get there. All right. So first question right off the bat is, what is this program? How long is it? And how much is it? So I will answer every single one of those questions. But I want you to know we only have a few spots open right now because we just enrolled several clients yesterday and the week before. We're filling up fast, and we are a very small coaching team. All right. We only take so many clients on so that we make sure we can give you our very best attention and efforts. We're like in the trenches with you every single day. This is unlike any other program out there. We offer you guys an incredible amount of support to help you get to where you want to go. So this is our proven path process. It's all those steps we just talked about, needing to go from where you are to where you want to be in your marriage. All right, first question is always, how much is it? And I love to give you guys that right off the bat, right? So right now it is for $4,760 for our 4-month program, plus these bonuses I'm going to share with you that are only available for those who come to the masterclass here in the next 24 hours for the very first 4. I think we have 4 spots open right now, and they're not available anywhere else. If you go to our website, highthrivecoaching.com, you will not see this offer. You will see our regular offer. And if you go to our YouTube channel, you won't find our podcast nowhere else. It's only for you guys right here, right now, because we want to honor you guys for coming to the masterclass and know that you guys are the action takers. All right. I'm going to make Sergio co-host again. There we go. All right. So what is this program? And all these bonuses that we're talking about. Bonus number 1 is our fast track one-on-one coaching that'll help you save your marriage in typically less than 180 days. Okay. So how does that work? What is this? This is 4 one-hour one-on-one coaching sessions each month. So 1 hour every single week with a marriage expert. All right. And that's normally a $4,800 value for free. And this is especially for you if you feel like you have tried to stick, you struggle to stick with things in the past, your spouse is checked out or unwilling to work with you. And we want to make sure that you guys get those results. So we take the guesswork out of it. So you literally just do what your coach tells you to do, and you can have absolute confidence that it will work, that your spouse will hit the pause button. They will start to take steps towards you. Then they will deepen their connection as you work on building trust and resolving deep issues. And they will give you their heart and their commitment again. So what's the typical timeline here? For those that join right now, in the next week or so, your spouse is going to hit that pause button. If they haven't hit it yet, we're going to get you there, and we're going to get you there faster than you think, okay? It usually happens within just about a week when we help you do those pattern interrupts. We'll know what's really going on between you because you've done that marriage analysis, right? We've read the label on your bottle, and we know exactly what's going on and exactly the right treatment plan to get you where you want to go. So within a week, your spouse is not pulling away from you anymore. They take divorce off the table. They stop talking about divorce or leaving, okay? They hit that pause button. And then within just a few short weeks from now, you'll have the guidance on exactly what to text them, how to have hard conversations, and how to have them want to spend time with you and want to be with you again. You will flip that emotional switch and trigger their desire for you. All right, that's bonus number 1. Bonus number 2 is our group coaching. So we don't just believe in the 1 hour model a week. That's fine, but it usually is not enough to get you where you want to be. So what is this? It's a 1 hour to restore trust group coaching. It's normally a $1,600 massive value for free. And this is a 1 hour group coaching session that fits your schedule. So you always get the answers you need when you need them. These sessions happen daily, Monday through Friday for our gold clients. That means you can come to as many of them or as few of them as serves you best. If you have something unexpected happen, then you can get on one of these group coaching calls and get the answer you need right away. All right, another client win here. My wife and I had a long conversation, and she wants to start moving back in and reconciling. For the first time in a long time, I feel like we may work it out and be a family again. And now they are fully reconciled. And here's Nicole. Memorial Day weekend, my husband told me he was done, and I could not change anything. Through trust in God's will and word and help from High Thrive coaches and training, we spent New Year's Eve together. This is last year. He asked me out. We went out with friends and had a great time. He paid attention to me throughout the evening. This is new. And laughed with me. New. We still have lots to work on, and the divorce papers still linger, but I think this is a win and believe our marriage is being restored better than beyond where it's ever been. So her husband hit the pause button and is taking steps towards her. All right. Now, in addition to those bonuses, I have an extra bonus today. So if you join today, then we will add 5 30-minute SOS bonus calls, and these normally cost $600 for free. And I'll do that because, again, we want to reward action takers. What is an SOS call? This is a session that you can claim at any time with your coach if something unexpected happens, right? And you will get support right away. So you'll never feel alone or lost. You'll have immediate help to overcome your biggest challenges so you don't get stuck in them, but you're able to move past them quickly. And issues that may have taken, weeks or months before are resolved and overcome in just a couple of hours. That is what happens when you have the right method and support on your side. So recap here. For joining today, you get the Gold Path Marriage Coaching Program, which is worth $4,200. Plus these bonuses that are never for sale or available anywhere else other than through this program. The fast track one-on-one coaching to save your marriage in less than 6 months. The $4,800 value, marriage healing group coaching, $1,600 value, and those 30-minute SOS bonus calls that normally cost $600 for free. And for the first 3 or 4 who join, you guys will get a ticket valued at $3,000 to our 2-day unified marriage virtual event that we do. Once you and your spouse are both willing to work on the marriage together, we do these summits online with you over our 2 days. And that helps you get to the next level of connection and ensure that the changes last forever. So total value here is $14,760. But again, in the next 24 hours, you can join for $4,760 only. All right, now we're going to put in the chat exactly where you can join right now if this is resonating with you and you're like, yes, I want in, I want to get the gold, I want my marriage restored in just 180 days or less. Then go ahead and go to this link that we will post in the chat. Not sure if the team here already posted it for you guys, but I'm going to go over it to myself. It's highthrivelive.com/packs. And you should see exactly what I'm seeing right here. Again, we got a timer counting down. This is really only for you guys in the next 24 hours. And the bad news is that we're only taking on so many clients. And I will be emailing this replay out tomorrow to our email list of over 60,000 people. So I encourage you guys, if this resonates with you, to act quickly. Now, I got Sergio on here. He's been helping you guys in the chat. He's been answering your questions. Biggest question that we usually get at this point is, Heather, Sergio, this sounds amazing. I would love to do this. These steps make sense to me. I can see that they can get me where I want to go. I'm on a budget. Is there anything that we can do? Yes, there is. But you aren't going to be able to get all the bonuses unless you go to this gold level here that I just talked about. And that's where you're going to get the greatest value and typically the fastest results. So I'm going to turn the time over to Sergio now, who's been talking to you guys over in the chat, and want you to know that I'm super excited for everyone who joined. I know that great things are going to happen, and I can't wait to hear your story. So congratulations to everyone who joined, and thank you guys for coming. You are amazing, and you are all deserving and worthy of love. And I cannot wait to help you guys create a thriving marriage. Time over to you, Sergio. Thanks.
That's perfect. All right, guys. So now is the time for us to talk about the programs. We have a bunch of different ones. As Heather said, we're running a bit of a promotion. So here is how it's going to work. We want everyone who's here. We already have some phone numbers. Some people already reach out to us. I see your hand up, Leonard. So Heather, if you can scroll down a little bit, we have different kind of programs. Now, here's the cool thing. Because you are today in this masterclass, this page might not apply to you, meaning we have better offers than that, and we can customize things a little bit to make it work for your budget. So here is what you want to do if you are not a client yet. What you want to do is leave in the chat your budget, meaning the monthly amount, the maximum monthly amount that you are certain you can invest without putting your family at risk. Put that budget in the chat along with your phone number. And we see already some coming in. That's great. Now, this is a first come, first, how do you say that? First come, first serve basis, right? Yes. Basically, we're going to be making a waiting list of everyone who leaves their phone number and their budget, and we're going to call them from the top to the very bottom, regardless of your budget. Even if you have a very big budget, if you're the last one, we might not get on time to call you, and then you might miss out. So what you want to do is, just like some people are doing here, go to the chat and write your budget, meaning you put $800 a month, $500 a month. Some people can only do $300 per month. And your phone number. If you only put your phone number, we are not going to call you. We're going to ignore that because we have a very limited amount of time and a lot of people to talk. We only want to work with people who can follow instructions. This is a very step-by-step program. It's, it's not theory, it's practice-based, it's action-based, and we want people who are smart enough to follow instructions. So leave your phone number and your budget. If you only leave your budget or if you only leave your phone number, we're gonna ignore that totally. We're not gonna call you. So we have here Dustin Rogers, who can do 300 bi-weekly. Okay, so we're gonna get you a call right now. Curtis, are you on it? Can you hear me, Curtis?
I'm on it. I didn't know I could unmute myself. Yep, I am.
No problem.
Putting them down in a
So
list
Curtis
right now.
here is one of our coaches. He's gonna be helping me out, call you guys, and get you set up with the program. So we're gonna get you set up first. Dustin, we're gonna call you, and Curtis is gonna get you set up super quickly. So please, Dustin Rogers, pick up the phone in the next couple of minutes. We're gonna get you set up with something very special. Diego, be sure to be taking notes of everyone in the chat in the list. ASAP. Perfect. Tammy says not sure about your budget. So then that's a bit of a problem. I need a number, Tammy. I need a number to help you out here. Bailey, very good. Appreciate the good formatting on your chat message. Perfect. Budget $250 to $300 a month. That's a little bit low in the lower end of the spectrum. We might be able to raise it. Alicia, it's a little bit different. You already got a bonus for being a client, but you probably got a different ones. We got different promotions all the time. Plus the prices have increased a little bit on some of the programs since you joined. So it's not applicable really. All right, up next we have, so let me just check who we have here so everyone knows that you are in the list. We have Jessica with $100 per month. We have Chad with $300 per month. Again, those are more in the lower ends. Heather, if you can scroll down, there you go actually. Well, some of our cheapest programs start at $450 per month. Again, for just a little bit more, you can do $650 and get, more calls and more stuff. All of our programs work. Some people are asking about like, hey, is there a guarantee here? And here's the short answer. Yes, but no. Meaning, legally, I would get my ass kicked if I said, yeah, we're gonna guarantee that you're gonna get your spouse back in the following, 30, 90 days, which is what we do. That's what we achieve. The thing is, legally, we can't say that. A, because it will be illegal, and B, because we know the program works, meaning the medicine works. We've tested it, right? Just like medicine is tested in laboratories, right? It works with an incredible success rate, even with people who have restraining orders, even with people who have zero communication with each other, even clients like Leah, whose husband was already living with a different person. He was living with the third partner, right? And she thought it was over. She worked with us, and now they have a new little cute baby together, right? So imagine that, not even living in the same house, the husband involved with another woman, and they were living together, and we turn it around. So even if the situation seems dark to you, it is our day to day. Just like when you go to the doctor and you have like a broken bone or something, right? You don't know how to fix a broken bone. You're like, just do your thing, right? So they go do their thing. Now, here's the thing about the guarantee, what I was saying. We can't legally say that. We know the program works, just like medicine works. The problem is we don't know if you as a client work, meaning our program works. Like it actually works pretty much 100% of the times. The problem is some people, quit early. Some people get so scared, they don't take action. Some people have, so many mindset blocks that they're not willing to overcome. And that's just, that's just how it is. Some people are not, made for it. They're not willing to make the change. They're not willing to grow. And it's up to you to make it work. The program will work. It is not easy. It's going to be less painful than doing it on your own, but it's still going to be somewhat painful. But if you go through that, you will get your spouse back. You will actually get that. That's the real answer to the guarantee. So it's not even legal to say that. So that's why we cannot have that. And it's also that it's really up to you to make it work. Anyways, we see a lot of people here giving us the phone number in the chat. Diego is going to be taking note of them. Yes, Alicia, you got a different promotion, a different one. Leonard, that's a real question. You're worried, you are too worried about numbers. This is not a matter of numbers. This is a matter of the heart. Of everyone, Leonard, of everyone who follows our program to the end, 100%. Now, are you willing to follow our program to the very end? Or will you be worried about things that don't matter? Just like right now, you're worried about numbers when they don't matter. Up to you, right? Alicia, you got the SOS codes. You got a different one in the very bonus. Or you got something different. We usually give that to people. Anyways, there we go. What else we have here? Cool. All right, so we have here Paul. Paul with 450 per month. We're gonna get you set up as soon as we can. Paul, are you available to talk in a little bit now? We'll give you a call. There we go. That's perfect. That is beautiful. Alicia, if you're worried, you can always talk to Diego the concierge and he will clarify any questions. Again, this is a time-limited promotion, so we cannot ensure anything to anyone who is not inside the promotion, right? So we want to be honest about that. Anyways, let me just get that. All right, just missing some people here. Perfect. So Leonard, let me know what's your budget and what's your phone number. If you're ready to join, we'll get you set up. You are not worried about your work. We are worried about your work. We don't want you to join if you are not going to do the work, because then you will lower our 100% success rate. So that's the important thing here.
And more than that is just that we want to make sure that this is of service to you, right? We're here to help you guys get to where you want to be. And at the same time, like I mentioned at the beginning, the two most important things is you deciding where you want to go and your commitment to get there. We will help you and be in your corner the whole way and show you exactly what to do, what to say, how to not rely on your own biological instincts, right? But you have to be the one that shows up and is like, I'm willing and committed to get there. And then we will guide you to that result that you want to get to.
Exactly. That's pretty much how it works. But at the end of the day, like when people ask about guarantees and that kind of stuff, we need to be very clear because we legally cannot say that. And we need to be very clear about that, right? We legally cannot say that. And simultaneously, we know the program works. And now it's really up to you to make it work. We're right there, covering your back. We're going to help you. You have, one-on-one calls. We run group calls every single day. So yeah, we are right there with you every step on the way. So we have now a bit of the list here. Let me check this out here. Oh, very good job, Diego. I got you here. I'm not sure how you did that.
And I'm going to just address Carl here, right? Talking about the money and saying like, you really want to do this. I'm willing to put in the work. I get it. Like finances can be really hard. When you're separated, you might be paying for two households. The legal attorney fees are insane. I mean, if some of you guys are paying attorneys, you guys know the average cost of divorce is $30,000. So even just a financial standpoint. But more importantly, I just want you to know that when you decide where you want to go, like the way shows up. And that those that are committed to get there, like you find a way, like the money shows up. It really does. It's incredible. I was working with a masterclass several months ago, and this gentleman lived in Alaska in the winter, and he sold his snowblower to do this program because he said, money comes and goes. Snowblowers come and go. But my wife, this marriage doesn't just come and go. And so there's all amazing, different kinds of things that you can do to receive that. And we will work with you as much as we can on your budget to help get you guys the solutions that you want. It's our intention to help as many of you as we can. At the same time, we do have only so many spots. So I'm super excited that you guys have joined. In fact, we have a client here that just in the chat said, this program is the best, lots of support and the money is worth it. I was separated and didn't have much income, but I found a way. You do the work with Coach, so you're not alone. Thank you for sharing that. Appreciate you putting that in the chat. And so that is the truth there. All right.
Exactly.
Back over to you, Sergio.
No, it's all right. I'm just trying to reach out here to everyone. Again, we have a lot of people hitting us up. Donna, if you want to come in and talk a bit about your experience, we will be happy to bring you in so you can actually tell us a little bit about your experience. That would be super exciting if you want to talk with Heather and me about that. Leonard, which program is faster? All of the programs are fast. Let us know your budget and your phone number. We'll get you set up ASAP. The fastest way to get your spouse back is not to think too much about the programs, but rather to join the program and start watching the videos and get on your first call right away. Leonard, that's your answer. So yeah. Of course, I would suggest you get the platinum program, but it really depends on your budget. So at the end of the day, that's what it is. Let us know your phone number and budget, and we will get you set up, Leonard. That's the easiest way. You are thinking too much about the technicalities of which program, what is the percentage of success rate. That doesn't really matter. This is not a matter of numbers or speed. This is a matter of the heart. And what we want to do is get to work as soon as possible. That's how you get your spouse back as soon as possible. If we only cared about money, we would tell you to get the more expensive program. But at the end of the day, we want to make sure that you're financially okay. And that's why we do these kind of things. So yeah, Heather, see if you can bring in Donna. That would be great if you could talk to her a little. Maybe she's available to chat. I'm going to be trying to message the rest of the people we have here along with Curtis. So it would be great if you can do some Q&A or talk to some of these people if they have any questions while we message them.
Yeah, and just pop in whenever you want to. Donna, just let me know in the chat if you're up for that. I don't want to put you on the spot. If you're good to come on and share a little bit about your journey. One of the beautiful things that we do have is that when you go through one of these challenges, right, you always want to have pay it forward, right? To reach out and help those that have gone through similar challenges that you went through so that we can all learn and grow and help those that are going through the same hell that you went through, right? And that's one of the things I love about our group coaching is that you get to hear from, clients here like Donna that came today and Leah and people like that. They say, I was where you are and just keep going, keep trusting the process, do what your coach says, and it will work, right? Give it a little bit of time and a little bit of consistency and you will see results. And it's incredibly powerful to talk to people that are in the same place that you once were and to learn and grow from them. Yeah, no worries. Thanks, Donna. Appreciate you. And so I'm going to answer a couple of questions here. I had a couple of people talking about how we already filed for divorce. And a couple of people are asking, does it work even if you are already divorced? And the answer is, it depends. It's like your marriage is like your thumbprint, right? There is no other marriage on this planet that is exactly like yours. And so while we try to put in these really pretty packages, these really pretty steps, the reality is that your marriage is as unique as you are. You and your spouse are different. And the things that have brought you to this point are going to be completely unique and custom to you. That is why we do coaching and not a do it yourself kind of program, because do it yourself program relies you to rely on yourself and the same things that you've done and your same knowledge. So what we do is, have that expert view to read the label on your bottle, to diagnose exactly what's going on in your marriage and create a custom plan that's going to help you with what's going on in that relationship. Now, that being said, yes, Sergio and Curtis will attest here. We have helped people that are actually fully divorced. And you may have even heard this on the podcast before. There's a little bit of an unusual phenomenon. Marc has talked about this. He's our head marriage coach. I'm so tongue-tied today. And he has talked about how when you're already fully divorced, you've already kind of taken the pressure off the marriage, right? Because the marriage is already ended. And it's kind of this unusual phenomenon that people actually get back together fairly quickly. And so we have helped multiple couples that were fully divorced get back together, but it depends. It depends on a lot of different factors. And that's why I encourage you guys again to get on that marriage assessment call so that we can go in and see what's going on for you and make sure that this is going to be a solution that's good for you. We always want to make sure we have your best interest at heart here because it's about getting you solutions and where you want to be at the end of the day. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, it is absolutely possible. But it just depends on where you're at. Okay. All right. I'm going to go through a couple other questions. All right. A couple other questions here. Okay. I did see one. What can you do if they hit the pause button and then they change to file for divorce? And so the answer there is that there's still things that we need to identify to pattern interrupt the patterns that are between you guys so that they're able to hit the pause button again very quickly and not just stay stuck at the pause button, but go to the next step is where they start to take some steps towards you, right? This is also known as what we call the teeter-totter effect, where they're like hot 1 minute, cold 1 minute. They're committed to you and then they're pulling away. And that can start to feel a little bit frustrating or sometimes scary, but it's actually a good sign if your spouse is kind of doing this back and forth. It means that they're considering the possibility of being happy with you and they're starting to take some steps towards you. And that's what we help navigate, is that teeter-totter effect, that hot and cold kind of dynamic, to make sure that you're moving in the right direction instead of the other way. Okay.
Exactly. And did you talk to Leonard about his question?
No, I have not.
Got it. Yes, so you can go through that as well.
Okay.
Leonard, it's gonna be fine. It's going to work. This is not like a refrigerator. There is no warranty, right? The thing we do can't be broken, meaning it's not something that can, carry a broken piece or anything. At the end of the day, what we do is a self-development program. We're here to empower you. The program will work, but again, it's not a physical object that's having a warranty, and it's not a free course you will download off the internet. You're taking a coach time that is qualified, and it's going to be telling you exactly what to do. If you do what we tell you to do, it will work. If you join with the mindset of, what if I do what you tell me to do and it doesn't work? It's not going to work. That is the first step. So yeah. We'll get you a call. Leonard, let us know your budget. I only have your phone number here, I believe. So yeah, I believe that might be the first step missing. You see what I mean? It's easy to miss steps, Leonard. You see, we asked for the phone number and budget, and you might, perhaps, maybe you didn't, forgotten it. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna leave also a form for some of you guys who might or might not have put your phone number and budget yet. If you fill out this super quick form, you're actually gonna get called in way quicker because it's gonna go straight into the calling list. So if you wanna fill it out, that's gonna be great. You're gonna get directly reach out in the next 30 minutes, 1 hour. We're working overtime today to try to get to all of you. So please have your phone nearby. And if you haven't yet, let us know your phone number and your budget, both together. So we know exactly what you can afford, and we can go ahead and make you a custom offer so that, you can get your spouse back, even if you're in a little bit of a budget. So yeah, we need your budget still, Leonard. We have the phone number here. That's beautiful. All right, super cool. So I have here Curtis is helping me out and already reaching out to some of these people that are on the waiting list. And that is great. So we're gonna be calling you guys now as we are live. So we're gonna be making some calls. We have still here Amy, Aaron, or Aaron. Sorry if I mispronounced you. I got you, Aaron. You are in the waiting list to be called pretty much next. So please stay near your phone number. You're gonna get a call from our number. So please stay nearby. We also have you by Lay. So we're gonna reach out to you ASAP. Tony Grandison, we got you as well. Who else is here? We have Dustin, Roger. Yeah, Dustin, your budget might not actually work out, because if you have like $50 per week, it's not gonna be enough to work something out. So you might need to talk with us and see what we can do. But yeah, same thing with you, Belinda. You have like $50. It's not gonna be enough. We would love to help you out. You should go to our YouTube channel. We have some decent videos with as much content as we can give, of course, without revealing all the secrets. So that would be a good starting point while you figure out the financial situation. We also have a credit program. We work on some banks and financial institutions to get us our potential clients a credit line for the program. So that could be a thing if some of you are really tight in cash flow. So that's very good. Leonard, you see what I meant? This is really funny. So just so everyone understands the thing about the guarantee. We gave very clear instructions. We said, we want to know your phone number and your budget. And Leonard only gave us, the phone number. And he said, I will let you know for the budget. No, that's not the correct step, right? The correct step would be, this is my phone number, and I can afford $400 per month. I said that to Heather, I said that to Marc, we review that, and we work something out. So you see, that's the first step missing. Again, I'm not blaming you or anything, I'm being nice. But genuinely, I'm explaining why the whole thing of the guarantee, right? We gave pretty clear instructions, just even to join the program. It's not even a coaching instruction, right? Sometimes telling you what to tell your spouse is gonna be more complex than, hey, phone number and budget, right? And, that got a little bit wrong, right? So it's a bit of the point I was trying to make, that at the end of the day, it's really up to you to make the program work. We can give you very clear instructions, but you need to make it work. So again, Leonard, if you want us to reach out, let us know your exact budget. If not, it's fine. I recommend you check out our YouTube channel, build some more trust, because it's not ideal that you join if you're not feeling the trust there, because then you're going to join and you're not going to trust what the coach say, and then it's not going to work out. If you join, you have to join with full trust, so you actually do the somewhat scary things you're going to have to do to get your spouse back. Not scary in a bad way, but scary in a little bit, new, right? Some pattern interrupts, so we can hit that pause button, right? So anyways, that is perfect, you guys. Again, Leonard, everything is private here. No one else can see your answer. Just give us your number, more or less, what you can afford without putting your family at risk. If you really want the best program, I think it was around 4,700, right, Heather? See if you can check it out.
Yeah.
The exact discounted, yeah, it was like, sorry, that was the old price, actually.
No, this is
right.
gold, and then this is platinum if you want to work with Marc Johnston specifically.
Exactly.
He's the head
So
marriage
Leonard,
coach.
if you really want the best one, you get the 6,100 program, or you can pay it monthly at 1,800 without the discount. So that's what it is. If you give us your budget and your phone number, we're gonna call you right away. We'll explain anything you need to know, and we'll process the information. And yeah, like as Heather is saying, congrats to everyone who's joining. Lucinda, let me check. Lucinda, you're in the waiting list, we called. I believe you said 100 pounds per month. You will be called, of course, just like we call everyone, and we respect everyone here, regardless of the finances, Lucinda, so don't worry. But I think it's gonna be more in the tight spectrum. Is there any chance, Lucinda, you could do maybe like that same amount, but weekly or bi-weekly? We might be able to help you guys out. So yeah, that would be perfect. All right, Heather, anything else you want to say before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I just want to honor you guys for coming, and it says something really amazing about you. Over 50-60% of couples are getting divorced. It's becoming just normal. And I think that that's tragic. Even beyond that, only 8% of couples that stay together say they're happy. And it's really not your fault that you are where you are, because pretty much everyone else is there too. But the good news is that you can learn how to have a happy and thriving marriage. So I encourage you to listen to that inner part of yourself that knows truth. And we want this to be a soul, like, heck yes, like I'm 100% in. And if that's you, and we are excited to help you get there.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you guys for coming today. And thank you so much, Sergio, and look forward to seeing you guys in the program and continue to thrive on. So thank you guys for coming.
Perfect. Yeah, Lucinda here asking about the type of support. So Lucinda, this is a little bit simpler. So just let us know your real budget, what you can actually afford. And based on that, we will give you the best deal you can get, okay? The type of support is not what matters here. What matters is the outcome. We don't focus on you get this or you get that. We focus on you get your spouse back, right? And some people get that with weekly calls. Some people get that same results. Maybe it takes a little bit longer, but they do it with bi-weekly or monthly calls, right? So don't worry about the type of support. Just imagine, Lucinda, if you got the type of support that would get you your spouse back, what would be your budget? That's what you need to think, okay? So let me know that so I can update it, because with $100 per month, as I said, it's not really gonna fly. I could try to convince Heather or Mark, but it's a little bit tight, and we would be incurring, of course, a very big loss, because we do have to pay our team and everyone. Is the silver monthly payments? Yeah, we have a monthly payments option, and we have a pay in full option. But again, just let us know your budget. We're gonna wrap it up, Leonard. Just let us know what you can afford, and we will give you the best program possible. That's pretty simple. Exactly, Lucinda. No, that's a little bit of a different topic, actually. We get that a lot. At this point, you need to understand we have a pretty big waiting list. It's a pretty big special offer we're doing. So we have a lot of people in the waiting list. So the only way we can make sure we get to everyone is by focusing right now on, who can afford to join. We get a lot of people who, sadly can't afford to join. So we want to make sure that if you take the time of a coach, that at least, you're going to be able to afford it, and you're not going to feel sad at the end, when you see that you're about to get what you need, but then, as much as we can try to work out a weekly or bi-weekly, it doesn't work out, right? So yeah, the confidence is there, Lucinda, the program will work. But again, we want to make sure that if you're going to talk to one of our coaches, that you do have the budget to at least join. If not, we do have some courses and some other things that you can actually get. But right now, to join the program, and again, this is the process, think of it as a bit of an interview. To join the program, the first step to join the program is to let us know your budget so we can actually interview you. So yeah. Yes, that is monthly payments. Leonard, perfect. Exactly. So yeah, let us know, Lucinda, what you think you can do, and I will talk to Mark and Heather and see what we can work out for you. Because again, the thing, Lucinda, is we need to know the budget. So when we call you, we know what to offer, because we're trying to work special things out for everyone here because of the masterclass thing, right? So if I don't have the real budget, then I will not be able to talk with Mark and Heather and work out a bit of a custom program, that fits your budget. That's really what this is all about, honestly. But yeah, pretty cool. We have a lot of people joining, pretty big calling list kind of building up. So we're gonna wrap this up. Leonard, you already gave us your budget, so we appreciate that. If you wanna join the 562, we'll make sure we take note of that. But as I said, I don't want you to join, Leonard. If you're like really concerned about it working, then it's not really gonna work, because you need to trust us so that it actually works, right? It's a little bit of that. And the same way we need to trust you to do what we tell you, right? And if you need more time, well, take your time to join. We don't want you to rush anything. But yeah. Perfect. So you see, Lucinda, now we are understanding each other. That's beautiful. That's perfect. So you say, I don't know yet until I understand what this entails. It entails getting the kind of support to get your spouse back. And for some people, that is one monthly coaching call, and that is enough. It just takes longer. And for some other people with more resources, they do a weekly call, right? Yeah, Leonard, let me know what is your question about the monthly payments. I will clarify. I'm happy to clarify. But yeah, it's basically 4 monthly payments, and that's it. Basically, it's more expensive if you pay monthly than if you pay upfront. Maybe that's where your confusion is. Leonard, you're getting confused. Don't look too much at the programs. Let us know your budget and we'll work with you, okay? So that's perfect. I'm gonna assume your budget is the 560 you're saying per month. We'll get on a call and we'll create a program for you based on the 560. You're looking too much at the coaching programs and you're trying to compare how many calls you get and how many staff you get. The way this works is not how much staff you get. Staff is not gonna get you the spouse back. It's the process, is the methodology, it is the system. How you use the system, it's secondary. Whether you do it with like 40 calls or with 1 call, it's not the main point. Of course, the more the better, but what matters is that you have a budget that is not gonna mega stress you out. So yeah. Anyways, we're gonna wrap it up. Please stay near your phone numbers. Well, to join, and again, we're very, very sorry that we feel rushed when we're calling you, but we're actually rushed because we're working here a little bit over time. We're staying longer in the office. We're trying to get to everyone. So again, we don't want to rush anyone, but you need to understand we're trying to get to everyone. So please, pick up the phone when we're calling you and understand that we're on a bit of a constrained time budget as we're trying to get to everyone before the offer expires. Okay. But again, thanks you guys for coming in here. We appreciate you. And anything else to say, Heather?
No, just thank you for coming. And I'm just proud of everyone who is taking action here, because that's the most important thing at the end of the day. So excited to have you guys in the program, and thank you again, Sergio and Curtis, and look forward to talking to you guys all very soon.
All right, perfect, guys. We'll call you in a bit. See you soon.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.